Hello and welcome to XCOM 2. My name is James and we're going to be playing a Legend campaign with Iron Man enabled. We're going to be letting the campaign cinematics and dialogue run through, so if you're worried about spoilers, please beware. Other than that, let's get into the game and make some mistakes.
Excitement continues to build as city centers across the globe prepare for the 20th anniversary of Unification Day.
Thousands line up at the site of the Great Accord, celebrating the formation of the Advent Coalition.
Keeping with their promise to humanity, 12 new gene therapy clinics will be opening in select cities by the end of the new year.
Despite the attempted attack by fringe elements, operations at the new facility in Paris thankfully remain unaffected.
In response to the unprovoked intrusion on the eve of our most beloved celebration, the speaker reaches out to us.
A small number of dissidents again repeat the mistakes of the old world.
Striking as we celebrate the benevolent savior who time and again offers only friendship and compassion.
Yet these trivial actions could never break the bond between humanity and the Elders.
Peacekeeping forces have already made several preemptive arrests of known collaborators. Advent again assures all citizens that today's celebrations will continue as planned.
Perfect.
The Advent administration reminds you to report all suspicious activity to your nearest peacekeeper. Only together can we build a better tomorrow.
Approaching position. You were right. They've definitely got their hands full today.
Stay focused. Prep gatecrasher.
60 seconds. Now.
Signal received. Loud and clear. Okay, Gatecrasher. Your turn.
The aliens need to know that we're serious. That we're ready to infiltrate the city centers and strike at their heart. To that effect, we're moving in to take out a high-profile target that will get plenty of people's attention, especially Advent. Move to lock down the area and eliminate any security forces nearby.
Alright, let's go. Blow this thing up. This is Operation Gatecrasher, first mission of the campaign, so as is customary, XCOM decided to send out 4 rookies to go get the job done. So we're not going to have a lot of options in terms of how we can engage, so we've got to take every advantage we can get. Let's get down there. At least once we've travelled to the drop point. There we go.
Menace 1-5, we have a fix on the target. Move to place the X4 charges at the designated position.
Alright, here we go. So, starting us off, our squad is Nishimura, Hogyao, Aaron King, and Ursula Newman. So, in XCOM 2, as I said, we're starting off with rookies, and that means we have 4 assault rifles and 4 grenades to start us off. So we need to find whatever sort of advantages that we can get, whether it's just high ground advantage or just really good flanks. In XCOM we start in concealment, and what that means is we're going to be able to see our normal range and the enemy is only going to be able to see half that range. or thereabouts. So we need to use that advantage to go find the enemy and set up a really good engagement, a really good first engagement. So let's get on move on.
Closing on target position now.
In fact, I might just zoom out and have a little bit of a look around. If I can get an engagement close to this building here, I'm going to be in really good position. So I'm going to move along the building and see if I can't take advantage of an engagement.
Moving to designated coordinates.
Now, as you can see up there, we've got some red squares. If we move into a red square, that means that we'll break concealment. So
Roger that.
we want to steer clear of that. This part of the mission is all about finding the enemy, wherever they may be.
Orders confirmed, on the move.
Here we go.
These guys make up the bulk of the Advent forces we've dealt with. They're disciplined and well equipped, but their obedience makes them predictable.
So, as is the same in the original XCOM, or XCOM Enemy Unknown rather, every group of enemies is called a pod. They sort of travel the map and operate independently. So if you engage one pod, the rest of them don't necessarily come running. There are certain reasons they might come running, but you can engage a pod and not activate any more pods. So generally that's what the optimal strategy. You want to avoid taking on more than one pod at a time. Although once you get beyond this mission, there starts to come in time limits and that kind of thing that will force you to sometimes. Anyway, we've got ourselves a pod here, and now that we've found the enemy, we want to try and assess what options we have, and part of that means just finding out if they've got any friends nearby. Because if they do have a nearby pod, we want to do our best to engage in such a way that we won't trigger them and make them attack us. So let's just see what's about.
Understood. Moving out.
No sightings over here. This is quite unfortunate because we're not going to be able to make the most of this high ground. But that said, it might serve as a really good place to withdraw to if it looks like we're just not going to have a good engagement. I also don't want to get too close. If I do, it is possible that they can patrol into me, and then while they won't uncover me, if I'm in cover, I won't really be able to move unless I uncover myself. So
I'm on the move.
At that point, you're sort of forced to engage. So let's see what they do. Alright. Let's bring the squad back together, get them all into high cover, and put ourselves in a position where we can take out this group of troopers.
Moving.
We've got high cover there. That'll keep an eye on our left just to make sure that we've got no one coming that way. Have we got another set of high cover? We've got high cover here.
Moving on target location.
Might just take this middle half cover as well.
Copy that.
Alright, we'll go on to Overwatch and see where they go.
Affirmative. Covering now.
Bin dabei.
Dang it. Alright, so they're turning around. So this is where it can get sort of dangerous. So you see this pod and you're like, oh yeah, I'm going to get a great ambush on them. You chase them and then you put yourself in a position where you have no choice but to engage them.
Verstanden. Rücke aus.
And then you immediately activate their friends. But
The Advent officers seem more capable than the grunts. We're not sure whether to chalk it up to training or stricter mind control.
here we can see the other two pods. We saw the sectoid pod just behind them. So this map has pretty much guaranteed free pods, and we have to just be aware of that. We want to try and engage them one at a time, especially the officer here. If we engage the officer in such a way that he can get a shot off, it's the most likely unit on the map to kill us. So we want to avoid taking that engagement and hopefully not let him get his shot off. So that means I'm going to pull back and put myself in a position where I can engage just these troopers.
Verstanden. Bin unterwegs.
So we've seen enough of the field now that we need to go get our opportunity to take them out. Hopefully not letting them get into this high cover too much.
I'm on the move.
On the move.
So I'm going to start moving forward and see if I can't get into a flanking position.
Move, move, move.
I must say I don't like engaging around this big statue though.
Overwatch.
Because they can take that heavy cover, they can come around it and flank really easily. It's actually a really nasty place to take an engagement. Okay. But, by the same token, it might be a fairly strong position to take for myself. So I'm going to take a bit of a risk here and get in there.
On the move.
Headed there now.
Okay.
On my way.
Okay, I've got some fairly strong pieces of high cover here. I've got the option to move up with Nishimura after I activate. There is a slight danger of activating this officer pod if it patrols a bit this way, so I do want to avoid going up there if I can at all. I'm going to probably wait one more turn
Scanne Gebiet.
I'm on it.
and drop a grenade on these guys'
Got
head.
my eyes on.
Okay, and this is good. They're opening themselves up a bit and leaving themselves a bit open from cover.
Although they bear some resemblance to the sectoids first encountered during the invasion, their genetic structure now includes human DNA. They are stronger than ever, with an even greater psionic potential.
I'm gonna want to let these pass. If I don't want to engage two pods at once.
Mir entgeht nichts.
It's unfortunate to let an opportunity go, but that's the way I've got to do it.
Moving on target.
Sorry if this is a bit boring.
Eyes on the prize.
Got it covered.
Moving to Overwatch.
Okay. Still got that engagement. Alright. We're gonna get this going. Okay, don't want to sit around forever.
Eyes on the prize.
On Overwatch.
Biete Feuerschutz.
Almost. Alright, time to go. Yep. Moving up.
Verstanden. Bewege mich zum Ziel.
Let's put a grenade on their head.
Dies für dich.
Looks like we got a kill. Nice.
Wir sind aufgeflogen.
Alright, so this is pretty good. If we can kill at least one more, we're probably going to be in a position where we can take out the match, take out the fight rather. And the main reason for that is because if we can get a kill on one of them, the other one generally gets a bit scared, and we'll try and run and regroup with the other pods. So, with that all said, let's bring Nishimura up.
Affirmative. Moving out. Menace 1-5. You're near the target position.
That's not an activation, which is good. So we're going to drop some bullets. 85% is about as good as you're going to get with a shot, unless you had high ground and a flank. That'll do for me.
It's down.
Okay, what do we got in the way of 58%. Alright, let's get up in his face and take a close range shot.
Moving to position.
Do I want to spend another grenade? I think I will. Actually, no, I won't. I don't think I need to. I don't even need to ask that question anyway.
Kill confirmed.
As I said, I was fairly confident that he would bug out based on the way they usually behave when they're down to 1 health. So at this point, we've got Aaron King. We're just going to sit pretty on Overwatch, see what happens next.
Moving to Overwatch.
So at this point, what we want to try and do is avoid activating that officer pod. So I want to keep it wide, maybe just cautiously approach up to here and see if I can't pull that sectoid pod. There's only 1 trooper in there, so hopefully we can keep things safe. As we move, now that we're out of concealment, they can see just as far as we can, so we need to be a bit different in the way we approach our movement.
Roger that.
So generally what I do is I try to move in a column. Some people refer to it as the Overwatch conga line. Basically what you're trying to do is make it so that your first move is always the one that makes sure that ground is safe. It vets the ground. After you've vetted ground, then you can start to use that knowledge, whatever it is. You move everyone directly behind where that person has moved, safe in the knowledge that you're not going to activate more people. To a degree, you can even be safe even if you're not in cover, because if they spot you while they're patrolling, all they're going to do is scatter into cover. Alright, so we saw that trooper before from this position here. I'm going to take this one just here.
On my way.
Alright, sighting. Alright, so the last thing we want to really do right now is try and go in there and dig this soldier out. So the best thing for us is going to be to scatter to various places of cover and put ourselves on Overwatch and see if we can't get a few pot shots on them. We want to be mindful of getting flanked, but I don't think even that trooper is not going to get a position where he can flank this heavy cover here. But they do get aiming angles, so we have to be mindful of that. I'm going to pull Hugal back to here. Still have sighting on that sectoid, which is something to be mindful of.
Verstanden. Bewege mich zum Ziel. Moving out.
.45. So we're going to give him a chance to move
On Overwatch.
and drop into Overwatch. I've got no real good flanks to go for here. But in the meantime, I'm going to start pushing Nishimura around the side to see if I can't get a flank next turn.
Stepping off.
I really want to avoid trading shots if I can. Bit of damage, but not enough. But he's just going to make a zombie, which is pretty safe as long as we can get a kill on him real soon.
No respite for the dead. The aliens have found a way to mind control them now.
Alright, so as you can see, he went for the guy in low cover. They're always going to shoot for where their best chances are, so it's something you have to be aware of as you make your engagements. Alrighty, so we can get ourselves into a flanking position on the trooper here. It's in low cover, but we have to make the best of what we've got, as I said, and flanks are the best thing we can possibly go for here. There is a danger, of course, that we put ourselves in the range of this zombie here, so I want to also try and go for this flank here. So I think I'm going to try and see that flank out first, see what we can get out of it. Let's see what happens. Nice. Okay, so I can confirm that kill with grenade if I need to, and I think I do need to at this point. Cool. So that'll leave us 2 grenades to use on the officer pod, which I think is probably going to be pretty fair. Alright, let's bring Aaron King up to cover. Or do we even need to? I can probably avoid even taking the risk there. Unless, of course, I can get them both in my sights. So I think it's worth just pushing up a bit. No officer pod, which is good. I don't think I'm gonna... Nah. Nothing there. Nothing doing. Okay, let's put the sectoid out.
Catch!
So note that just by changing up the order of my moves, I turned what was a risky move, moving up here and taking out this trooper with knowing that a Psi zombie was there. I took that risky move and turned it into a safe move because I was able to confirm the kill on the sectoid. Alright, let's move.
Moving!
Take this shot. Swing and a miss.
I got nothing.
Alright, it's unfortunate, but we're not going to be able to get around with Ursula Newman. So, at this point, I'm sort of inclined to stay in this position, go into Overwatch, because I don't have a good way to push this forward. And if any luck, he might run away, but he might not too.
Biete Feuerschutz.
Oh, so he's bugging out. Alrighty. So, given that they've just run off, I really want to get myself into high cover at this point, because I'm concerned if they come for us, I'm just not going to be able to take them out. So, either way, I might just reload. I don't want to change. I don't want to be trading shots with if I don't have full magazines.
Ready to rock.
Interesting. Okay, I'm not going to advance with Nishimura. I'm just going to keep on Overwatch here. Okay, he's still trying to keep clear. Let's not quite. There we go.
Already there.
So at this point, we want to be mindful of how we approach. If this, like, we're not hearing. There's it'll show us movement signs sometimes. They're not moving. If they're still here, we might be able to sneak up along the cover of the statue and get some cheeky grenades on them.
Scanning.
I'm on it. Na los, zeigt euch. Shut up, listen.
But they're on the move, so at this point I don't think I want to engage, or I don't want to move forward at any rate. But that said, I think I could stand to move a bit to the right here, and that'll give us an opportunity to sort of move in on them and deny them certain cover opportunities.
Understood. Moving out.
No sighting, which is good. Alright.
Rücke zu Zielkoordinaten vor.
That said though, I'm not going to do these moves without Overwatch.
Bestätigt. Überwachung läuft. Overwatch. Scanning. Shh, I think I heard something.
Because if we do get an engagement, I want to make sure that I'm getting the best engagement possible, and that means free shots on their movement.
Verstanden. Rücke aus.
Alright, so let's just back it up, and then we're going to move our way through.
Got it covered.
Come get some. Affirmative.
Bin dabei.
Enemy activity.
Here we go. Oop. Thank you. Nice shot.
Enemy down.
Hello, boys. Ooh, nice.
Kill confirmed.
Alrighty. Where are our grenades? Nice. Okay, we've got the grenades in the lead, which is great. We can probably step forward and get some grenades in. And even better, these grenades should be able to lay damage on the officer and even destroy the cover behind them. So let's see what we can get. I'm gonna sort of eschew heavy cover here. This guy can, yeah, he just doesn't care about heavy cover. He can mark and then just go nuts with it. So I really need to try and kill them this turn if at all possible.
Good copy. Moving on target.
So yeah, we'll take heavy cover if we can. Doesn't seem like we can hit the cover of the trooper here, which is unfortunate.
Frag out.
4 damage. That's unfortunate. I would have really appreciated. Is he on fire? Ooh, might be on fire, which might be one of the best things that happens for us.
Orders confirmed. Moving out.
Let's push up. Yeah. So I could clear the cover of the trooper, but I'm really keen to see this officer dead. Haven't quite got that high cover there, but you do.
Position confirmed.
.27 potato. All right, let's throw another grenade at the officer.
Frag out.
All right. So, with any luck, he's on fire and he's going to burn during his turn. So, we're going to lay fire on the troop.
Verstanden. Rücke ab.
All right, come on. That's unfortunate. Nice. Good to see 2 coin flips make it. Now we haven't seen any loot here, so hopefully it comes from this. Oh, hello. Oh my. Okay.
About to get burned to a grasp.
I do forget that sometimes these guys actually have grenades, and it doesn't seem like he caught fire there.
Target eliminated.
Alright.
Need to get a closer look. Area is secure. We're not picking up any inbound contacts. Scanners are clear. -15, we have a limited window to act before Advent responds. We need to get those charges planted on the double.
Alright. Expanded magazine is nice. And a nice PCS. That's awesome.
Tech guys will love this.
It's only focus though, so I think that's a will bonus from what I remember. I didn't get many PCSs on my other playthroughs, so I sometimes forget what they mean by the names.
Moving to designated coordinates.
Either way,
On Overwatch. Overwatch.
unfortunately we're going to be going into the following missions without a full squad, but it does mean it will force us to train out our other rookies, so it's not the worst thing in the world, provided we can maybe get a grenadier.
Status confirmed. Squad is clear. Detonating charges.
Alright, there we have it. Operation Gatecrasher. Didn't go perfectly. It's unfortunate about that grenade and clumping up there. Yeah, I gotta got to remind myself that sometimes the officers do live, and it would be good to spread out. But to be honest, a grenade is probably better than letting him get a shot off. As I said, the shots can result in a kill, just straight up, and a kill would be a lot worse. So anyway, either way, we're heading back to base, and we'll deal with some promotions and see what kind of wounds we ended up with. Gravely wounded. Oh well. So, either way, our rookies have gotten promoted. The class they become is random, but in this opening mission, you're guaranteed to get one of each. So let's see what they've become. Nice.
Serving as our demolitions experts, the Grenadiers provide heavy ordnance delivery whenever and wherever we need it.
Alright, that's excellent news. So Nishimura has made it through. He's a Grenadier, and a Grenadier is very useful. So he's going to come with 2 grenades every time. They've got a bit of expanded radius, and then they up the damage just a little bit as well. So it's very good to see him as unwounded. So yes, let's carry on. See who else we've got. We've got Newman.
Just like it sounds, our sharpshooters engage enemy targets with pinpoint accuracy from extreme range. They're also trained in pistol marksmanship for the occasional close encounter.
So sharpshooter's great, but we can sort of live without them in these early days, so I'm not crying too hard about the loss of Newman for the first 17 days. They come with squad sight by default, so they can be really useful, but there is aim fall off, so it's not quite the magic win button it was in the original XCOM. Alright, let's carry on. We've got Gao.
Operating some of our most advanced equipment, specialists deploy robotic drones on the battlefield that can be outfitted for combat or field medic duty.
Alrighty, so losing a specialist is not so great. Not so great, mainly because if we have any hacking objectives, they make a huge difference in meaning that we don't have to get right on the objective to hack it. And also their aid protocol can be a great way to protect people. But damage-wise, he's pretty similar to a rookie until he ranks up a few times. So we'll live without Gao for a bit. And finally, we have King.
The Ranger serves as our primary reconnaissance unit, capable of moving independently in concealment while engaging enemies at close range.
So, starting out, Rangers are just an excellent way to deal a lot of damage, and once they get to Corporal, they're going to be very useful in missions in terms of scouting. So I'm very pleased to see that even though we did get 2 wounds, the 2 classes that weren't wounded were the ones that we'll get the most utility out of in these early stages. So just carry on. Okay, so that advanced focus, I was sort of happy with it, but it's not that great. If I'd got something that improved perception, that would have been awesome, because I would have been able to throw that on the Ranger and get guaranteed sword hits. As it stands, that's just sort of a nice to have more than anything, so that affects what we'll research first, but we'll talk about that in a bit.
Commander, the ongoing stress of combat can shake up even the best of our soldiers. As long as we keep them healthy, I'm sure they'll recover given time.
Alright, so she's going to be really susceptible to mind control, but luckily she's a sniper, so we should be able to keep her out of the fray when she comes back on the next mission.
I did my best to get the new recruits ready for
getting
what
some
they're
kills
going
in.
up against, but having the commander back is a bigger confidence boost than any speech.
Alright, let's go to research.
Impressive, isn't it? Capable of generating immense power, yet completely harmless to human life. If only the same could be said for the rest of the aliens' technology. Commander. Dr. Richard Teigen, Chief Science Officer. I am responsible for the entirety of our research here, as well as the procedure you so recently underwent. Welcome to my lab, such as it is. I'm not sure what Central may have told you, but we found something while removing you from the alien stasis suit. A device implanted directly in your occipital lobe. Had I access to the equipment available to me during my tenure at Advent, I would already know the precise nature of its function. However, given time and your approval, of course, Commander, I assure you, I will find out. Which brings to light an additional point. Though aspects of this facility are indeed impressive, I am but one man. Were you to direct additional support personnel and resources to me, I could substantially improve the speed of all our research. Farewell, Commander.
Alrighty, so that's Tygan, our chief scientist, and this is the research division. Research in XCOM, if you're familiar at all with the other XCOMs, essentially bodies come in and sweet new tech comes out. So to start off with, we only have a few options. We've got modular weapons, which will give us the ability to install that weapon mod we got, that expanded magazine, and then it moves us on to magnetic weapons beyond that, although we won't have nearly enough research power to actually do it. Hybrid materials puts us on the path to armor, but the hybrid materials research itself doesn't give us much. It only gives us a little vest that gives us 1 extra HP, which this early in the game is not too useful. I'd rather deal with the enemy and also deal with wounds, which is what alien biotech will help us do, as well as moving us towards the trooper research, which gives us a very important piece of tech, the battle scanner. Given that we have that weapon mod though, we'll start off with modular weapons just to get that done, and then we'll go down the alien biotech tree. There's no point in rushing towards the AWC, the Advanced Warfare Center, mainly because we just won't have the supplies to build it, even if we do research alien biotech straight away. So, let's kick it off.
I do find that area of research to be among the more intriguing options available. We'll begin work immediately. I'll send word when a complete report is available. Working at the Advent clinics, I saw medical breakthroughs that would have been considered nothing short of miraculous at any time before the aliens' arrival. The elderly and infirm so revitalized with a single treatment that they were often brought to tears. It's a powerful thing the aliens have developed. Perhaps their most insidious creation of all. For my part in it, I remain deeply conflicted.
Commander to engineering.
Okay, reworked your repulsors with some of the parts I salvaged from their old engine. Should fix that stabilization problem you had. Come on, Rover. It'll work. Commander! Getting our tech to talk to theirs is harder than you'd think. Lily Shen, Chief Engineer, at your service. You were probably expecting to see my father. In all that's happened, I'm guessing Central didn't tell you yet. He's gone. Dad gave everything he had to get us this far. This entire ship is his life's work. I know he would have loved to show you around the place himself. He used to talk about you a lot. You can be sure I'm ready to finish what he started. Might not look it, but from here, I can fabricate pretty much anything you come up with. And with a little more help, well, you'd be amazed with what I can do. It was an honor to finally meet you, Commander.
And here's our Chief Engineer, Lily Shen. So, this is engineering. Unfortunately, there's not nearly as much tit for tat between science and engineering as there was in the first game, but what are you going to do? Anyway, what we can do from here, we can build facilities, so let's check that out.
There's room for us to expand our facilities on board the Avenger, Commander, but we'll need more engineers to clear out space for construction first.
So, this is essentially sort of like the old game, except now when you excavate you need engineers to excavate, and you also get things back from it when you do excavate. So there is incentive to clear the room, even if you don't have a reason to build there. We've got a path of debris here that we're probably going to follow to make our way over to this exposed power coil over here. Because once we drop a power relay there, then we don't really need to worry about power too much. But until we get to that point, we're sort of stuck, and we have to build lots of little power relays in suboptimal places. That said though, for the moment we only have one choice. We can't excavate because we have no engineers, so we'll have to build ourselves something, and that something is going to be a guerrilla tactics school.
Guerrilla Tactics School.
We'll start work on the new facility right away, Commander. I'll send word when it's up and running.
The reason to build this straight away is because once it is built, it gives us a way to improve our squad size, and it also means that we can start to train our rookies up. So instead of sending out rookies to get trained, we can send out squaddies every time, people who've actually got abilities and proper equipment and all that sort of thing. So it's usually best not to be sending out rookies if you can possibly avoid it. Alright, that's all we can do here for the moment, so let's carry on. And we can also build items in engineering.
You'd be surprised how big of a difference some of these things can make in combat, Commander. With a few supplies, I can manufacture anything we need in no time.
So we start off with just a few things that we can build. We'll talk about more about this later when we're actually loading up for the mission.
Pickings are slim, but I'm hoping we find a few more recruits who can handle a wrench. I could use the help.
So with all that said, there's a bunch of different places in the building that we can go to. We can go to the armory to have a look at our soldiers. You can see there, got a couple of wounds that we'll have to deal with over time, and we can also jump down to the memorial.
We've done what we can to honor our fallen soldiers, Commander. It's not much, but it gives our people a chance to pay their respects.
Hopefully we don't end up filling up this wall. Other than that, we've just got access to a sort of a XCOMpedia, XCOM archives report, and just a few other bits and pieces. And we've got a living quarters.
For most of our soldiers, the living quarters on board the Avenger are a step up from the conditions they've had to live with on the ground.
Here it only tells us a few things that we already know from other places. Other than that, that's the base. Let's go to the bridge and get started on the geoscape.
Commander, good to see you on your feet again. Welcome to the bridge, the nerve center of our operation. The aliens have our entire world in their grip. Advent controls everything. Government, communications, industry, not to mention the military. And it's on us to take it all back. Resources and time are tight, Commander. It'll be up to you to decide how to best use both. The ship is yours.
While we prepare for new operations and continue our research, we can pass time by scanning at sites like this one. On your order, we'll start our scans on the surrounding area. Commander, one of our resistance contacts just tipped us off to a site that may be worth investigating.
Okay, so in the geoscape, essentially what we're doing is spending time to get little bonuses and eventually expand our strategic goals over the course of the game. To start off with, we don't really have a lot of options. We just get presented with certain things that we can scan, and we get the bonuses from them. So let's go and get these supplies. They're the first thing on offer, and they're going to be more use to us in this early game than sitting and scanning for intel back at the HQ.
Commander, the Avenger's remote scanning capabilities will help us search the area for clues or other resources. It's going to take some time, though. We've got a lot of ground to cover.
Strategic resource located.
As you can see, we receive a little reward, and then we can figure out what to do from there. So they give us a new place to investigate. In this case, rookies. Yeah, while hopefully you're not using too many rookies, and you don't need the rookies. If you get them for free, that's 120 supplies you wouldn't have had to spend to get them, at least in the early game when you have no bonuses that reduce their cost. So it's definitely not a bad thing to get this early.
Avenger plotting new course.
These findings
will likely prove crucial to our ongoing efforts, Commander.
Here we go. So we've got weapon upgrades available, so we can use that expanded magazine we've got when we load out for the next mission. And we can now research our way to magnetic weapons, but as you can see, 63 days is just a non-starter. So much will have happened by the time we actually get to that. So what we're going to do is wait till we've got some scientists on staff before we even worry about that. As I said before, hybrid materials is not too useful just on its own, and we don't even have the alien allies to be able to research the thing that comes after hybrid materials. So let's start to push down alien biotech.
I had assumed you'd make that research a priority, Commander. I'll notify you as soon as the report is available.
And with that, let's jump back to the geoscape.
Commander, as the Resistance continues to grow, we'll have a better chance of finding openings to strike back at Advent. As it is, we've already identified a potential target to disrupt the aliens' operations in this region. Our window of opportunity is limited, so we'll have to move fast.
Okay, so we're going to start into our guerrilla operations. We always, this first mission is always going to give us a reward of an engineer, and we only get one choice because we've only got one piece of territory unlocked. As we unlock more territory, we'll have more choice to choose from, and we must only pick one of them, and they'll have different rewards, and they'll also counter different things that the enemy are doing. But for the moment, we've just got this one, and we may as well take it.
Setting course for Sector 15, West Asia.
Alright, so here's our team. We've got two new rookies coming in, Alonso and Kapoor, and we've got our Grenadier and our Ranger, King and Nishimura. So with all this together, so we've got a couple of extra grenades on the Grenadier. What we're going to do is we're going to go to build items. We're not going to focus on medkits because we want to be killing them before they shoot us. Smoke grenades don't actually work too well on the build on the vanilla build. We've got no mods or anything like that. So we actually want to be using flashbangs instead. Flashbangs are a way to nullify any sort of abilities that sectoids have, and they can also reduce the aim of anyone they hit. They have a nice wide range of effect. They can cancel Overwatch, and they can also stop stun lancers from using melee attacks on you. So all round, very useful piece of equipment. So let's get ourselves 2 flashbangs, and we'll put them on our rookies. Actually, we'll put one of them on our squatty, on our Ranger, mainly because she's going to want to spend more time shooting than she wants to spend shooting and sorting, and she wants to spend throwing grenades. So if we want to get a kill, we want to try and get it with Alonso. Alrighty, so let's go throw our upgrades on. We'll get the expanded magazine onto the shotgun, I think. Useful mainly because you just want to be able to keep shooting with this one, and not have to worry about the reloads. It's a very powerful. We've got a very powerful killing unit here. We don't want to be caught in a position where she can move in to take a shot, but she just doesn't have the ammo for it. And that said, it's going to be more useful than being on the Grenadier too. Other than that one, I don't think we have anything else to do. I don't really feel like playing Soldier Barbie unless they get up to a higher rank than this, so let's just get stuck in.
Sky Ranger deployed.
In position for deployment.
Dr. Tygan has been looking for new methods of intercepting the aliens' data on their latest operation, and it looks like he's found the location of an exposed terminal we could gain access to. Unfortunately, Advent is already in position attempting to freeze the connection. Move in and neutralize all hostile contacts. Secure the area and recover that data. We have to stop their progress before it's too late.
Alrighty, thanks for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed the video. and I hope you join us next time for Operation Flying Parama.